Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on this Sunday's video. I really appreciate it. I also appreciate all my online friends. Thank you so much for your love, your support and all your comments. They really warm my heart, you know. And if you're new here and you've just joined Mel's World, you made the right choice, okay? Of course, if you've just come across my channel, stick around, okay? Hopefully you will enjoy this video. Okay, so let's start this video because you've seen it in the title. And I'm going to be talking about high porosity hair and how high porosity hair natural chicks can overcome those little problems and maintain a really good regimen for healthier hair growth. I have high porosity hair, so I want to talk to you a little bit more about it from my own point of view. And don't worry, okay, I've got you, you low porosity. Yeah, that video will be coming very soon, but for now, if you're interested to find a little bit more information about us high porosity chicks, you gotta stay tuned, okay? Get your things. We are going to do this. Okay, so I've got my notes here, so I'm going to be reading off my notes because I can't remember it all. The main reason why I feel like I need to do this video is just because I still get so many comments, so many DMs and emails, and a lot of people commenting on the website for information about how to look after the hair. And I always start with what porosity is your hair. So maybe these tips are going to be very handy for you, okay? So listen up, get your notepad, please. All right, so a disclaimer, as always, I am not a hair specialist, hairologist, trichologist, or I'm not, okay? I'm none of those things. So, right, let's go through this one by one. First and foremost, in any natural hair journey, it's really important to learn your porosity. If you don't know what porosity you are, you're gonna have a hard time trying to care for your hair. It's true. Now, in short, high porosity is simply a lifted cuticle. They're cuticles that are wide open, that stay up, giving high five at all times. High porosity hair is known for being amazing for receiving lots of moisture, but it is also very difficult at retaining the moisture too. Moisture evaporates really easily, and that's because of its layered cuticles that are sticking up at all times, but it simply can't block any water from escaping, so it evaporates really easily, which can lead to dry hair. Now, at this point, if you're wondering whether you have high porosity hair, there are more characteristics to discover whether you have high porosity or not. High porosity hair tends to have thinner, finer strands because the cuticle layers are very spaced out and not close together. So more characteristics to know whether you have high porosity hair or not is that if your hair is very frizzy, no matter what you do to it, it always is frizzy. You can't get away from the frizz. Or maybe that your hair dries extremely quick. Madam, that's me, definitely. Because of the layers are sticking up, they form these uneven surfaces, some long, some short, which actually creates this rough surface. In researching about high porosity, I've noticed that there are two types of things that we need to look out for. And the main thing we need to be understanding as a high porosity is we need to be super concerned about the lipophilic layer, and that is the outer layer of the cuticle. We need to make sure that the outer layer is completely smoothened out and laying down. Now, in order for that to happen, there are different ingredients and different things that we can do and avoid that can help the lipophilic layer to be laying flat, because flat cuticles mean that you're going to get shine and condition and less breakage and a stronger hair strand. So we should avoid heat as much as possible. High porosity hair is weaker hair. In comparison to low porosity, there are breaks in the cuticle outer layer of high porosity hair. So it is weaker and it is more prone to breakage. Now, because high porosity hair is weaker, we have to take a lot more care when using a blow drying tool. Now, it's no surprise that color treated hair will actually compromise the bonds of your hair because it breaks it down. Now, as mentioned before, high porosity hair has a natural characteristic of being frizzy, because products that have sulfates in it are typically going to charge your high porosity hair for your cuticles to lift, and it's going to appear frizzy, trust me, it will. One to think about, high porosity hair loves oils. Oil-based butters, oils are great for high porosity hair. The reason why? Because oils are sealants and we want that cuticle to lay flat. Now, high porosity hair, believe it or not, can thrive with oil-based product. The sealants or grease can act as a layer that will keep the moisture in and just allow your hair to be moisturized for a lot longer. So solutions for high porosity hair. There are ways to manage it with a really healthy and a good routine that is specific for high porosity hair. And because, as mentioned before, we've got to think about the lipophilic layer of the cuticle, hot oil treatments are amazing because it helps seal in and keep the moisture in your hair. Stretching your hair and keeping your hair in stretched out styles, braid outs, twist outs are probably the best hairstyles for high porosity, fine strands. Also, protein is one of those ingredients that should not be left out of any high porosity routine. But of course, my absolute favorite is where I first started with any of my DIYs is using the Aveda henna. Henna powder for the win. For the win-win. Now, if you didn't know already, henna is an Ayurvedic herb and it's amazing for filling in the gaps, just as we mentioned before, because it acts like a protein but isn't a protein. It's very strengthening, it's very nourishing, it's very conditioning. It is fantastic. Another thing that I don't use, that I may start to incorporate, but I just don't like the smell, is apple cider vinegar rinses. Apple cider vinegar is fantastic because it gives a great pH level. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you and gave you some insight for those of you who are high porosity. Like mentioned earlier on, I will be doing a part 2, which will be all about low porosity and how you can overcome and bring some solutions to your low porosity challenges. If you enjoyed this kind of content, give it a thumbs up. It always indicates to me that you like these kind of videos. Guys, let me know in the comments also, if you're high porosity, is there something else that you do to maintain a healthy routine for your high porosity hair? I want to know as well, because if you got something new, you know, you can share it with me, okay? Okay guys, I'm going now because my eyelashes has left the chat. They're coming off and it's time for me to go. I will see you again in my next video. You take care and God bless you. Bye.